last R of relationship giving is regular, giving regularly by faith. We're talking about the context where Paul writes to the Corinthian church and asks them to get their gift ready for the saints in Jerusalem. Now he wrote to them the same concept in his previous letter in 1 Corinthians, and he gets quite practical with them there. This is what he says in 1 Corinthians 16. Now concerning the collection for the saints, as I directed the churches of Galatia, so you also are to do. On the first day of every week, each of you is to put something aside and store it up, as he may prosper, so that there will be no collecting when I come. Now again, I love this passage because it's so practical. Now Paul writes to them and says to them there that they should put something aside every week. Now I don't think that the week is really the thing that he's trying to say, whether that's weekly or monthly or annually, but the point is regularly, that as you earn money, as you bring some money in, that you set something aside. Remember, we spoke about in the previous video about this idea of priority. Make it a priority before you do anything else. And I think this is what Paul is trying to say in terms of frequency, that as you work and as you get something, then put something aside. Because I believe that anything that we do when it comes to a relationship, it has to be regular. You know, when we see somebody regularly, when we talk to them and listen to them regularly, when we eat with them regularly, those kind of things stimulate the life of a relationship. And it's the same with our walk of faith. We do things regularly. We go to church services regularly, to small groups regularly. We pray and read our Bible regularly. We give regularly. And sometimes we feel like it, and sometimes we're excited about it, and sometimes we don't really feel like it. But we do it regularly because we do it by faith, and because we have a conviction about it, and because we know it's good. And as we do it with that frequency, it stirs the life in that thing. The other thing that I love he says there is that he mentions as you may prosper. And the idea there is depending on your income, according to what you earn. So again, this is different for different people. You know, you might earn a little bit, you might earn a lot, but according to what you earn, set something aside. Again, we spoke about this in the previous video, this idea of percentage. It's different for different people. But the concept is the same. It's not about the amount. It's about what am I willing to set aside for God? What is He going to use? And I believe that's so powerful. That's so practical. Friends, I really believe that these principles are really helpful. And if I can summarize them, this idea of relationship giving, that Jesus is about the heart, that He wants us to live from the heart and act from the heart, rather than just the outward, rather than just checking boxes. This is the whole idea. Our life with Him is about relationship, and our giving is the same. We give out of a relationship, out of the heart. We understand this in the context of the tithe. If that works well for you, that's great, and then I bless you in that. But if you feel that there is this expectation of the tithe on you, then this idea of relationship giving, of understanding New Testament giving well, I hope is going to help you. We have to have revelation on this. We have to understand that God is the one who gives to us, and we give as a response. We give as we have received. We have to understand that as we give, that's the gift that keeps on giving, that's like seed in the ground that will bear fruit as well. But we don't give to receive. We give because we have received. We have to understand that God's grace enables us to give radically. It stirs a desire in us to be givers as He is a giver, and it enables us to give as well. And finally, it also helps us to give regularly, to have that frequency, do that by faith. And depending on how you work and earn and gather, that will be different for different people, but make it a regular habit to stir that life and to stir that relationship. I hope this has been really helpful, and I hope that as you give, you are blessed. Remember, Jesus said it is blessed to give, and I believe that for you. I believe that you will find a new blessing in this discipline, this principle of giving. God's grace and God's peace be upon you.